Assalamu alaikum and welcome to British Muslim TV. I have an exclusive interview for you with the wonderful and the lovely actress Sanam Saeed. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you so much.
No, thank you so much for being with us today. It's such a pleasure and an honor to be sitting next to you, and as well, you know, having an opportunity to speak with you today. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
I know that you've just arrived and you're probably a little bit tired and jet lag a little bit as well, but at the end of the day, I find this so inspiring to have Muslim women like yourself in the industry that you're in. And there's so much to talk about, so I'm going to try and, you know, ask you some of these questions so that you can actually give a highlight, even though you've done so much over the years, but give a little bit of our audience a taste of, you know, your sort of journey into the acting, first of all. So what brought you into this kind of industry in the first place?
Passion. My dream was to always act. Lots of school plays, lots of encouragement from my parents. And it's something I decided this is what I want to do as a career. And it started with theatre, and I was fortunate enough to make it a career option. And I've been doing it for the past 20 years, I think now.
That's absolutely amazing, and you've been so successful and you continuously do that. And apart from that, you are such an inspiration to Muslim women. And I find that even though we have so much evolved in sort of generations to come, but what kind of challenges have you come across in the actual industry so far?
As a Muslim woman?
Yes.
Or, well, we live in Pakistan, I work in Pakistan, so over there being a Muslim woman is quite a privilege. I think I've not faced any kind of trouble or obstacles, especially in the television world. Television is a female medium, and I think that us as Pakistani drama heroines, we have it quite easy, and I'm really grateful that I haven't had that kind of a struggle. And I think living in Pakistan is a very different ball game than if I was in the Western world.
That's really good to hear, because it gives so much kind of hope for young females, especially from certain areas and backgrounds, to be able to pursue the dreams and passions like you have. I know that you are so much into sort of like advocating for mental health, and you're a philanthropist as well, so you do so much work around this area. Could you talk to me about that a little bit more?
Well, education for children, and particularly education for girls, is something that I strongly stand by, and there are a lot of organizations that support female education. Mental health is one of them, which is why I'm one of the ambassadors of the British Asian Trust. Breast cancer awareness. Cancer is huge in Pakistan. So any kind of institution that is working towards causes that I personally can relate with, I feel I'm a better ambassador for them, because you can kind of find a connection. And it drives you more to help them and be their voice. And so this year, right now, I'm here for the British Asian Trust Iftar to help raise funds so that they can plug in the donations to all the work that they're doing in Pakistan and Bangladesh. And it's an honor and a privilege to be able to help them do that.
Well, I think it's an honor as well to have you as their ambassador and to be part of that. So it's hand in hand, and it's absolutely amazing to hear you speak, because it's so, again, it's really pleasurable for women that come from certain backgrounds and certain cultures, so that they can actually aspire. But how do you maintain the balance of family and career? And it's quite testing nowadays as well.
And I think anything is possible if you have the right support system. If you've got a family, whether it's your husband or your partner or your parents or your siblings or even friends, if you live with friends, if you've got a support system at home that kind of takes care of things when you're not there, or encourages you to do things, be like, I've got your back, that's what makes it possible. If you didn't have that, then I'd be struggling, either in balancing housework and home life, or the work that I do. So it's pretty simple. It's just support. It's just when people help each other out and give each other space to kind of follow their dreams or do what they're passionate about, obstacles kind of move out of the way and things open up more.
No, that's absolutely correct. And I think, you know, your passion has continued throughout your career. That's why you've actually developed so much. How do you maintain that passion? You know, because certain industries can be quite tiring, and also the pressure of maintaining, you know, the fact that you are, you know, quite known and you've done really well with your movies and things like that. So how did you build that momentum to keep it going throughout these years?
I think that's the joy of your career being your passion. If it's something you love and it's something you've always wanted to do and it's been a dream, it shouldn't get too difficult. And I don't know if anyone dreamt of being a banker. You know, it's just something that they did. It was because to be responsible or be financially dependent. But if somebody dreamt of being a pilot or an artist or an actor or a singer, I think that's something that they really chased with a lot of passion and heart. And I think it's one of the few jobs that is ever changing, and you're constantly meeting new people, and there's different timings and different time zones, and you're traveling, so it's difficult to get bored easily. I'd be quite spoilt if I said, oh my God, I'm bored and I can't take this, and it's, you know, it's not a 9-to-5 job, it's not the same place that I go to work, it's not the same route I take to work, so that keeps it exciting.
That excitement is really something that not many people can handle as well, but you know, you seem to be managing really well. How do you feel about the evolving landscape of Pakistani entertainment, particularly with the rise of streaming platforms and digital content?
I think Pakistan is still finding their footing with the OTT platforms and streaming platforms. Right now, we are doing what we've always done best, and that is Pakistani television dramas. Films we dapple with, but we still need a massive budget for promotions and for that kind of large-scale fantasy to create in cinema. We continue to make films, and I hope we get the finance to then promote those films so that the audiences really come in to watch the films. Television is where we excel, and we are working on some OTT platforms, and that content does open up the doors to the international market then, and the world kind of sees what Pakistan is like, and that's really important. So if we were on major streaming platforms, it would really be a boost for us generally in the market, in the media, because people don't really know too much about Pakistan. We know about all other cultures through television, so I think the more we highlight our work and the more platforms we get a chance to be on, the more people will know more about our work. But we're getting there. I think we're staying really steady with the Pakistani drama industry.
Absolutely. You mentioned before about support. I'm sure you have lots of family, friends, colleagues around you to help you. What about your fans? What about, you know, how do you feel that they have supported you and they've kept you going as well throughout your journey?
I think the love and respect and words of encouragement is what keeps us going. I think somebody you're only famous because the fame is given to you by your viewers.
Absolutely.
And they've just been really kind and supportive. You know, they're very vocal about what they like, what they don't like, and that gives you a good idea of what is popular and what is not. And then you have to find it in yourself to be like, do you want to just do what other people want you to do, or do you want to do what, you know, makes you happy? You find that balance, and I think that's what I'm constantly doing.
That's very interesting, actually, and I love the fact that you've said that, because at the same time, as much as we have these followers and we want to please them, you still stick to your own and authentic and organic and true to you. And I think that's very, very amazing takeaway from people that are hearing people like yourselves that come on these platforms and, you know, still remain, you know, to be true to themselves, and that's really, really inspiring as well. Any sort of like, you know, sort of words to your fans out there that you would like to send a message, or any sort of like, you know, anything that you have for them?
In this day and age when so many people are suffering around the world, and there's and I'm talking about any scale, whether larger global scale or just even small scale, because of the influx and the massive growth of technology and social media, we're very quick to judge. We're very quick to believe what anyone tells us. So like really dig for the truth. If you're really passionate about something and you want to voice your opinion about something, dig for the truth, find out the truth, get your facts right, and then say something. Words are really, really important. They're so powerful. Your opinion, what you say, how you say it, where you say it, can really make or break a society, people. So just be kind. Think about what you're doing, saying, don't be so quick to judge, like I said. Don't get caught up in keeping up with the Joneses. Like really more introspection is needed, especially for the young kids out there, the youth. Mental health, which is what we're here for, is so important.
Absolutely.
And it's playing havoc, I think, on young people's minds right now, social media. So I urge parents and young kids to really be aware of it and don't get lost in that.
That's a really important message that you've just sent out there, and that awareness as well needs continuous and consistent speech and talk and awareness. So I'm really glad that you mentioned that, and I really love the fact that you have got such a huge variety of areas that you do actually put yourself out there to help when it comes to support in the community. So that is absolutely amazing. And you mentioned before that you love to basically get yourself involved in things that, you know, are personal to you and touches everyone else's. And what was the response from being part of, you know, some of these trusts and organizations that you help? How has that grown for you as a person as well?
Well, I think like when I do breast cancer awareness campaigns, you're going to colleges and schools and young girls and you're reminding them to do a self-examination, because there's no treatment, but early prevention is the way to go about breast cancer. In terms of work with the British Asian Trust and mental health, talking about a taboo topic, mental health, getting help for mental health issues is still a taboo. It's still kind of shrouded and talked under hushed tones, and people don't like to admit that they might need help, but a constant conversation and open dialogue about it normalizes it. And I think when you have a public figure or a celebrity kind of endorse a brand or talk about it, people realize that, oh, you know, I could be going through it, or I could know someone who's, you know, who's needed help and has benefited from getting the therapy that they needed or counseling that they needed. And again, young children, there are all kinds of mental health issues, and I think the statistics were something like 1 in 5 people over the age of 18 at some point suffer from mental health issues. And in a country with 220 million people, we only have about 400 psychiatrists.
Wow.
So do the math of like
Yes.
one psychiatrist for I don't know how many 100,000
That's
people.
incredible.
But
Yeah.
it's that's really poor.
Of course,
And
that's what it's incredible figures.
Yeah, so, and it's because people are not aware about it, people don't feel the need to do it, but I think campaigns like this and talks and drives and awareness campaigns really help people remember that there is help out there. You just need to find it, and we are here to kind of bridge that gap, to be like, you need help, these are the professionals, get together and let's, you know, be part of systematic change.
I really do admire the fact that you use your platform for this, and I think, you know, people like yourself having that sort of awareness, making awareness, and as well as giving that education and insight is extremely important. And before we end this interview, I've just got some like fun, quick, you know, questions for you, Sanam. So hopefully you could just, you know, maybe lighten the mood before we end. So if you had a superpower, what would that be?
If I had a superpower, what would that be? To zap education and empathy in everyone.
Okay, cool. And what's your favorite comfort food?
Dal chawal.
Okay, nice, nice, nice. And what's your latest TV show that you binge watched?
I don't know what it is with women and watching crime thrillers, but that's one of, yeah, I'm one of them also. So a lot of crime thrillers. I think it's interesting though, because I think as women we want to understand the psyche behind people, but this is rapid fire, so I'll just keep quiet.
And would you prefer beach vacation or a mountain retreat?
I used to say beach, but I've been spending a lot of times in the mountains, and it's I think I'd now say the mountain.
Okay, lovely, lovely. And if you could swap lives with any fictional character for the day, who would it be and why?
Oh my God.
I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but it's fiction. Could be a cartoon.
You know, I'm just so involved in biopics right now. Who would you?
Me? Probably.
It's a tough one.
I think like Catwoman or something, you know,
like
something
that.
powerful, so that I could actually help and do things beyond my normal capabilities, definitely.
Okay, so something like that then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know what, it's been such a pleasure speaking to you, and so, you know, inspiring and really, really refreshing to hear you speak, actually, especially about all the things you're doing. What is your latest projects that maybe you can give us a little bit of clue of before we end?
Latest projects. I haven't done TV in a while. It's been a few years, but I am working on 2 Pakistani web series for different platforms. We are doing the first Pakistani Netflix original, so that is exciting for us Pakistanis to be on that platform with an original. So fingers crossed, and I hope this opens the doors to more kind of content that Pakistan can generate for these platforms. Just like I said, so I said earlier, so that the world kind of gets to see a different side of Pakistan, because, you know, with the media and all that not being there, there's a totally different perspective. So that's that's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, I'm glad that you're one of the representatives of that, and really, again, thank you so much for sitting with me today and giving me your thoughts and insights. It's been such a pleasure, and I really do wish you well with your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching British Muslim TV, here sitting with the wonderful Sanam Saeed. We look forward to seeing you again very soon. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.